same thing again. Like, think about how frustrating that's going to be for T1 to deal with, given how frustrating it was in Bind to begin with. But the match has begun, Gaskin, and let's see what these two teams are going to bring to the table.
Yeah, so it is going to be T1 attacking. It's going to be Homeless on the defense. They instantly shut that door on B as well, just in case there's going to be an aggressive push through middle up towards Pizza. Def actually gets the opener onto AZK. Just a nice pick as he was swinging back around to the defender's spawn. So that's going to make things a lot better for them on this pistol round, and maybe they can improve that pistol percentage that I was talking about.
Just think about the possibilities.
Endless.
If they're able to win one pistol round, how great would that be? So it is not going to be taken over, but Def does get intel on where they are. And here comes the attack now. Paranoia is going to be in play. Lasky sees a player actually. Now he's going to see him actually jump right in front of him. There was another one that was going to be in front, but Def gets another kill there onto Brax. And Def continuing. Oh my goodness, Def, you absolute beast. Two players now located on site. Kanashii's is dangerously low on HP. Spike is down. They'll have the numbers to be able to work this one through, Gaskin, and this could actually be over before it starts. And there you have it. That's 4 kills for Def to start things off here in the pistol round. And by God, they won a pistol, Gaskin.
I mean, just imagine what can happen in this game now. They can run away with it.
It's wide open.
This is only the 4th time we've seen T1 lose a pistol round in this tournament. And yes, okay, they had a somewhat easier group than others might have done. And I know people are going to be saying that now they're struggling because they're going up against a better team. They probably wouldn't have been thinking that Homeless were going to be this much of a test for them, especially taking them down on Bind. But I will say that in the 3 rounds previously that T1 had lost pistols, they did actually force up or won the following round after losing that pistol. So we'll see whether they do something a little bit similar. They're not going to opt to force up. They are just going to use the ghosts here. But we are going to see the Ares available on the side. And we are going to see a little bit of a spray down. But Brax has done well against Poise there, just to get the opener for T1 and maybe give them a chance in this second round.
Look for Som, though, with the Ares, apologies, the little cousin of the Odin. And Som ends that one. A player looking just, Brax was just, or excuse me, not Brax, but the Phoenix was looking to just get inside of there and looked and peeked the corner, doing the due diligence. Def, though, shockingly enough, is going to get picked headshot there for AZK now. They'll make their way to this A site. A flash is out, which is going to blind, I believe, just that Brimstone, but they don't have much follow-up to be able to work with that one. While all that was going on, though, Brax gets yet another kill. Superman this time is going to fall victim to that. Lasky,
oh no,
he just was not anticipating that one, and there you have it. I mean, T1 bring it right back.
It's happened again. So that's 3 out of the 4 pistol rounds they have lost in this tournament. They've come back to win round 2. They didn't even force up. They just had ghosts, and they were just successful in the battles. Maybe we saw a little bit too much aggression on the side of Homeless there, looking to try and do a little bit of damage. I mean, I respect the Ares pick, especially when you're a Sova, because you can obviously utilize the recon bolt and then you can spray down through the wall over on B site. But that is not a round that we wanted to see lost for Homeless, because now their economy is sent straight back down into the gutter, and T1 could potentially run away with things on this attacking side.
No more charges left.
Som does not get the intel on the player on the corner, so they have no idea that he's there. They don't push it. Play this one slow. Let them march their way through to the pistols and try and see if you can strip away 1 or 2 guns away from the enemy team. Def waiting around this corner, but Kanashii's with the Ares, immediately punishes Def. And then it's Som. Oh no. Oh no, Som has been called out. Oh, Som, you hate to see it. Gets tagged up by Food, and now this B site. Only 1 player left alive to try and defend this thing. And he's all the way in the back. It's Lasky. Just had a shorty and a dream. The dream has been crushed. Only 1 player left standing, and that's Poised with the shorty as well. Maybe he can get a little high impact kill here if someone gets aggressive, but he doesn't really have many options. The range is going to be working against him here because he's using a weapon called the shorty. And there you have it. So that's 2 rounds now for T1 after dropping the pistol. We spoke about the possibilities being endless. Well, it seems like there was only one possibility, and that was T1 winning 2 in a row.
Yeah, a real shame really, for Homeless, because it could have set them up for a decent defending half. And I still feel bad about that. It was almost like cannibalism, seeing the Sova drone catch out the Sova of Sam, and then he was just punished because of it. You hate to see that. You just don't like seeing the same agent on the other side doing the dirty to you.
I
just
didn't expect that. That just got really dark.
Yeah, I mean,
Right there.
this is how I roll, GB. So,
The streets are crazy in the UK,
Yeah,
man. I didn't know that.
very different.
Round 4 now. You're just joining us, Homeless. A team of unsigned players who have played for a variety of squads, most notably a few players playing for FaZe Clan in one of the last Ignition Series events that took place. They're up 1-0 here against one of the better teams in North America in T1. Food's gonna just push his way through to the back. That running back got all the value that he could have possibly have wanted out of it, and now they will be on the A side. And T1 is just looking to right the wrong from game number 1. Look at Kanashii's cheeky little spot that he's holding here.
I like it. They've got the after plants though at the moment, but are we going to see the push in? Superman will get one onto Skadoodle, so at least that's the entry. Def gets one as well, but AZK now will defend on the site, but Superman and Sam, they just sweep on in. And indeed, they brush up this entire site. 2-2 now, and well, they're right back into things, Goldenboy.
Yeah, that was big for them. They had a great opportunity after that pistol to get themselves 3 rounds out of this, right? One for sure that should have gone their way, and it simply didn't. But they'll be able to make the sandwich. They'll get the first, they'll get the fourth. And that is going to affect, you know, not the economy all that much there for this T1 roster. Whereas Lasky, despite the win, they're going to have to get a bulldog on him. So he has to be very meticulous about the engagements that he takes.
Sam again just defending this B site with all the utility he has to offer, whether it be shock darts or whether it's recon bolts to gain information, as there are 2 players in B main, and you won't know that just yet. Elsewhere, it's going to be the drone on the other Sova used just to get here. The recon bolt is going to tag him as well, so Superman just doing well to hide behind his smoke and just holding down short here, because if he goes down, it's such an easy entry onto A site. And well, T1, they've retreated because of these smokes. This is what I was talking about, the amount of vision they can block off with an Omen and a Brimstone.
Oh, look at Def. Def's playing inside of mid pizza. He's got this angle. Oh, that dark cover played right at the perfect time, but AZK just snapped onto the face of Def. Will get the headshot, and now they're going to look to make their way inside of B. But Superman from behind! Superman from behind! That's going to be 3. Looking for another one here as he creeps around the corner. He located one more. He knows he's inside of that little connector there, and that saw him with 2, ending that right then and there. Superman, what a play from him.
I mean, Superman is just insane and continues to surprise me with how he approaches the game as a Brimstone. It's a very difficult game to play as a Brimstone sometimes, because you don't have much to help you kind of enter onto a site or kind of flash your enemies or anything like that. You are just there to kind of control the map. Like, that is what Brimstone's about. But you do get some real powerhouses playing Brimstone because they just have raw fragging ability. Superman, his positioning is phenomenal. He knows exactly where to be and the right places to stand to try and catch people out, and he is hidden in the dark cover absolutely perfectly there now. And we will see 3 rounds on the board, and money not so great for T1. If they lose this one, then suddenly they're going to be back right at the bottom of their economy. And maybe we might start to see Homeless string some rounds successfully together here. And considering Homeless really struggled on this map against TSM, they're having a lot more success here in the early stages.
Some plays the Hunter's Fury out, doesn't get a kill for it though. There also is going to be the orbital strike, and Def within the scuffle gets 2, gets 3. Def 3 kills there, and the spike is now going to be down.
I mean, sometimes the best place to hide is right under your enemy's nose, and he went even inside his own teammate's orbital strike there just to do a little bit of damage and ensure that the orbital strike got the kills, as Lasky is going to have to back off, but he has been able to give that information now to the rest of the team that the 2 remaining players are heading towards A. So I'm sure the rotation will come out shortly. Here's Sam, still there on A side, doing the damage, was able to get one and make this a 2 versus 1 situation.
Very winnable for Skadoodle. Omen is dangerously weak. Then the first one entering the engagement is Def on Cypher. So look at that at the top left of your screen. So smart. They're going to wait for one another. They have to. They have no other. They just, 1v2. You want to be able to trade that out, but no one's there to receive. Instead, though, Scott is going to reveal the position, and Def can play this one out, but the options are going to be very, very limited. So as he jumps down, he does the right thing. He shoots for that left corner, and Def wins it out for his team. 4 kills in that round for him, and that could have gone very poorly for the defense. Thankfully, though, Def did the due diligence and tells him no. Nope, not happening.
I quite like it, though. I mean, typically you'd see both players drop together, right, and just and check under heaven, but because they didn't have the information, they almost just used Lasky as bait there, and just trusting in Def's ability to win a 1 versus 1. He got the information, he knew he was going to be in hell underneath heaven there, and it meant that he could take the situation of just jumping on towards Generator, getting a good angle, and then forcing the fight out of Skadoodle. And another impressive round, and now we're straight back into things with just ghosts on the side of T1, and could be looking at a 5-2 lead here unless we see yet another successful eco round from T1. And I mean, we've seen it once already, so they certainly have the possibility to do it again.
It is not insane to think about the prospect of T1 getting yet another one of those odd, thrifty round wins. It's a little bit more challenging here on Ascent, given the chokes and how you have to try and approach this with your weaponry, but they're actually going to make this way through the site now, so no one's going to receive them here as they make their way through the doorway. Food, though, shot right in the chest from Lasky. Lasky's still going to be holding down this angle, but Sam receives 2, poised there for the cleanup, and this is just, again, the screen says it, flawlessly done by Homeless. Homeless. Maybe we should call him flawless.
It's just so much less. Just say less.
Less.
So much less. Obviously, the possibility of T1 doing what they did and winning an eco round, but of course, the original eco they won was just against SMGs and shotguns, etc. When you're going up against the full force of the rifles plus the op, it suddenly becomes very difficult. And now with a 5-2 advantage on the defending side, I mean, Homeless have put themselves in a really good position. If they can continue to build on this, continue to reset the economy of T1, there is no reason they can't win this game.
Their attack against Envy was actually really scary. Like, they could have actually lost the game because of how that worked out. Like, I believe they went 10-2 against Envy on defense, and then their attack was just all over the place. So I don't know if that says more about Envy, but given what we're seeing here so far, it's been spotty for T1, and already 2 players are going to be down, but 3 players are going to be down. 2 on the other side for the defense. Numbers advantage for Homeless here. Yeah. Oh, the angle. Love it.
Edging their way onto site, GB, and now Poised is going to be poised for the perfect kill here. Does flash himself out and finishes off the round. 6-2 now, and I mean, you talk about the attacking half and like how they almost threw it away, T1. On the other flip side, when we saw TSM against Homeless, Homeless picked up their only 4 rounds when they were defending. And then when they went onto the attacking side, they didn't find a round at all. They really struggled attacking. And that's where my worry is going to come out. If they don't pick up any more than 6, then I think maybe T1 might be able to take advantage of a somewhat uncoordinated attack routine from these guys, which surprises me after what we saw on Bind. But when they've only been formed as a team for so long, you can only practice so many maps. I know there's only 4, and everyone's gonna be memeing, so there's only 4 maps, but it takes a lot of practice and a lot of time to actually get that good on Bind. But maybe they've been able to do a little bit of homework overnight, and maybe they've got something they're gonna be able to pull out when they come to attacking on Ascent. But they may be able to win this game just defending, GB.
Yeah, could very well be the case, right? There goes the Rolling Thunder, is out. I think it did set a few players back. Superman gets the burn on Food. And I don't know if he angled that one around the corner there when he came around, and I think he was on run it back state. And Def, a final kill there, is going to put a bow on that round, giving Homeless a 7th round win, or 7 wins in this half. This is getting a little out of hand here.
This is getting a little bit scary if you're a fan of T1, or even if you're just a player on the T1 side. You're saying, guys, we really need at least 4 here to give ourselves a chance in this second half. Like, I don't care how incredible they are defensively. All it takes is one slip up, a couple of rounds strung together on the other side, and then suddenly Homeless are 2-0 in this series, and they're progressing into the semi-finals, which no one would have expected.
And there will be another half to play, but the numbers, right? Like, think about the numbers. If they are down a considerable amount, that's going to hurt. Every single round at that point will be so critical for T1. They cannot give up. They have to start putting rounds together right now. They have no other choice.
T1's defensive half did look very good against Envy, as you quite rightly said. They won 10 rounds defensively against Envy. And yes, okay, they almost threw it away. They still managed to pull it out as Def gets the opener onto AZK, and they make things even more difficult. Boys gets one onto Food. And unless Brax can do something incredible, which he does, that's a double with the Sheriff. And okay, this round is still very much here for the taking for T1.
So the angle being held by Kanashi's is going to be a little bit of an anti-flank, right? As soon as Psalm goes through the archway, we'll be met with a rain of bullets there from the Ghost. And that's really the only play that Kanashi's has. And they're taking this one slow. I appreciate that. Oh, but Kanashi's actually, he challenged it, and then he swung. Psalm swung and actually got Kanashi's, but that's going to leave the backside open. Now, though, while all that was going on, Brax gets the kill. They get the spike down. They should be able to work around this, and maybe they start to turn their luck around. Brax, can he get the aim? Oh, my goodness, Brax, you absolute beast. Oh, my word.
He started that round with the Sheriff, ladies and gentlemen, and he has just managed to get an ace and give a little bit of a lifeline here, I feel, to T1. Just give them that little bit of momentum, a bit of confidence, just to try and believe in themselves attacking. If they can make this a 7-5 half, game on. I still think T1 are the favorites. However, if we see this go 9-3, then I'd still be a little bit concerned, and a lot is going to be riding on that pistol round, which T1 have found a lot of success, but we did see the first pistol round in this game go to Homeless. These games, I mean, they are certainly entertaining as Lasky gets another opener onto Kanashi's with the op, and that's going to make things a little bit more difficult here for T1.
How great has Lasky been with this op today, man? Putting the shots where he needs to. Nothing crazy, nothing too flashy, just getting the job done. All right, so the action has slowed down now. Poised by Button. A few players by the tree here, actually flashes quite a few of them. And while that's going on, Psalm is going to bust out the Hunter's Fury. Gets 1 kill on Food. I have the spike. Shadows. And just what a stop there. What a stop for Homeless.
Okay, Skidoo will at least make something of this round, and we'll have the drone now to try and tag someone with this bolt, but here comes the orbital strike, and he was stuck in his drone, and Superman just comes in and cleans up, says goodbye to Brax, and now it's 8-3, heading into the last round of this half, and Homeless have shown up in this tournament, Goldenboy. I mean, I don't care what happens at this point, even if T1 come back and they end up winning this series, Homeless have shown to us that they are here, and they should be here to stay. I want to see them signed, I want to see an org pick them up, and I want to see them even more practiced than they are at this point. If you think about how good they look combined with their executes, think about how much better they could look on other maps if they just have a little bit of more time together as a unit. It's
scary. These teams have been putting in a lot of work. The European scene has also been bustling as well. Huge shout out to G2. I want to give a special shout out to my boy David P. Dude's a beast.
Most aggressive sage in the history of man.
Yes, as some might say. Everyone's been putting in so much time into this game, as they should. It's awesome. I don't care if you guys want to have your arguments in Twitch chat. It's fun to see high-level Valorant, high-level anything be played when players are just so early pushing this game the way that they are.
Well, one last round for T1 to try and rescue something from this half and make it 8-4, which is still manageable, but 9-3 looks a little bit more terrifying. And They're opting to try and go down A short yet again.
Got one
They have
curveball.
had some success on getting on this site. It's just been holding this site, which has been the difficulty for them. Here comes AZK. Always gets the trade. And now they can get onto the site.
Camera taken out.
So Superman jumps down, a headshot landed on AZK, stalls their push and stalls the plant coming in, which gives his teammates enough time to get their way onto the site. Also on the flank, look out for the Cypher. That's Def. But Brax is going to meet him in the lobby, and there it is. He greets him, says, hello, my friend. You can go ahead and get on out of here. I'll see you in the next half.
Sends him right back as Lasky's a little bit adventurous here down short as well. So if he can spot anyone out, Sam is going to be in heaven. We'll just walk straight into the op of Skadoodle. And now this should be the round, realistically, unless Lasky just shows us something absolutely fantastic. But with an op, he's not going to be able to do this. Time's ticking away. And unfortunately for him, he has run out of time. There's not going to be any save in the last round. 8-4 then. And a very impressive defensive half from the side of Homeless. But we do have to look at how T1 performed yesterday when they played against Envy. They won 10 rounds on their defensive side, only dropping 2. And one of those rounds was the last round, one just in the middle. So they had a solid string of rounds to really put themselves in good stead going into their attacking half. But they defended first last time. Things are always going to be that little bit more scary when you're behind in the scoreboard.
Yeah, and the defense first, giving you confidence. 10-2 into a half is, oh man, you feel like you're on top of the world, right? Nothing can go wrong. Surely we just win this next pistol and we walk away with this victory in a few short rounds. They learned that the hard way that was not going to be the case, and that actually plays into that conversation I had with Food on the Seagate Gaming Twitter account, where just immediately after he joined the call, he was like, dude, that Envy game, oh man, that was rough. So they know that they have something that they need to work on here, and it just hasn't quite been as flawless as T1, a team that holds themselves to a higher standard would expect. Scott got a kill there with the shock, but he's going to actually end up dying there, and instead it now makes their way. Got 2 players here on site. Def is waiting around the flank, picks up Brax now.
Possibilities are endless if you can win these pistol rounds. And they've got another one on the board.
Possibilities.
A 3K for Supermen, and now they just have to do what they couldn't do in the first half. Just hold on to this second round. Don't allow T1 to do the T1 things and be able to pick up yet another round in a pistol round where they've lost and followed up with a success. Realistically,
we can meme off of the possibilities are endless, because that's just good. That's just good content right there.
This should be 10-4, Goldenboy. And then 10-4 means that you have quite a lot of time in this second half in your attacking half to experiment and to try and catch your opposition off guard and say, hey, T1, well, how's your defense on A? Okay, it's pretty good. How's your defense on B? All right, it's okay. Let's head down through middle. You can try and test so many different things now because you have such a heavy lead, or at least they should have such a heavy lead if they win this round.
Shorty's pretty much loaded out across the board here for the defense. Playing tight angles as they push around. It's a very smart play here. Only Food is going to be rolling with a ghost. And that's because Food is playing the further out position. I'm like, I just love the Shorty play, man. I'm a fan. I love it.
Shorty can do some real damage, especially in the right hands. I mean, we can see what Jet players are able to get up to with it. Wardell, of course, one of those players who's really shown us how the Shorty can be used, but this one is slowed right down. And they will slowly but surely run out of time here. They're being patient, and quite rightly so, because you don't want to get caught off guard and lose yet another round 2 here. And not give yourselves that chance of that massive advantage, but now they burst onto site and Poise gets the opener. Now I'm going to see the paranoia come out, but it doesn't matter because Poise has repositioned himself perfectly to avoid it. They've got 3 down. They've got the site. Lasky takes down Skadoodle. Now this should be 10-4.
Everything should go right here for Homeless. The only player that they legitimately needed to worry about was Food, because he had that wider angle with the ghost, and they just get on through that site. The full Shorty play on paper made sense. You want to get them in tight corners and then punish them with the high burst damage of a Shorty. Didn't really work out for them. Now it's 10-4, just a few more rounds here. And Gaskin, I was so confident when I said that Homeless wasn't going to beat T1. And this is feeling just like Pulse Invitational, man. This is when I said there's a 16% win rate for Gen G against Sentinels. Like, oh man, can never be right.
I mean, I was behind them on Bind, but I definitely didn't expect this performance on Ascent. And as much as I try and put it down to T1 not playing well, it's actually Homeless just being incredible in different areas. But Skadoodle has got the opener onto Poised here, and this can certainly help their position in trying to defend this site. And it's whether they try and back off. Def gets one, Sam gets another of his own, but here comes Food to clean things up. Now it's a 3 versus 2 in terms of retaking this B site.
Out in the open plant here, we'll have to force these players to make their way further onto the site and expose themselves. Sam inside of the smoke at the archway right by defender side spawn. Both players are going to be playing next to each other. Smart play here. Sam watching the angles, sees one player inside of the red room. More shots are also going to be out. They think that they're going to be inside of the site here, and Sam gets 1 kill. So Sam's pulled some attention this way. And then here comes Superman. Here comes Superman. Oh, Superman. Oh, Superman. Yes, what a play. That was gorgeous. Gorgeous. Sam did his job. He kept them occupied, and then Superman on the flank had his back.
I mean, it's such a risky flank from Superman, because if it doesn't work out and they get onto site, it's very difficult for him to retake a 1 versus 3. Yes, okay, Orbital Strike is there and a possibility for him, but that still isn't going to help you when you're trying to just get onto that site and take down 3 people. But what a play again, and I just want to reiterate, I mean, he's playing Brimstone, but it's his positioning and it's his thought process behind everything that's making him get these kills. And now the money is bad yet again for T1. If they lose this, they're down 12-4 and they have zilch to work with. And we're looking at Homeless knocking out T1 in the quarterfinals. And Skadoodle, though, will spray down through the wall with the Ares. That thing is scary on this map.
So getting a little cheeky there with the choice of the Ares. They ain't trying to be out of this game yet, Gaskin. They ain't trying to end this one. They want to keep this going for as long as they possibly can.
Oh, he knows where it is. Now he can re-peek. Oh, but just at the time, Brax comes from behind. This Food also gets one onto Boys, but now the smokes will come out here, Goldenboy.
All right, well, Lasky, oh boy. I thought Lasky would have actually been able to body Food there, but Food does get the better of him. Now it's just left up to Superman, who has lived up to this name. And just look at how clean the shot is. But they were both waiting for him, both holding that angle so hard. They were not going to let him get through that archway. No way, Jose.
Okay, the money is still going to be just about there. A couple of half armors are going to be bought for T1, but there's still plenty to work with. They can win this round and reset the economy for Homeless, then this game's still very much winnable. They have to really start stringing rounds together and not allow that 12th to get put on the board. But again, like, we get to see experimentation now here from Homeless. They can try and test different things. They've got the room to do so.
An insanely critical round here for T1 to keep their life in this tournament going. Here comes Ska. Punches Fury, lands one clean. Does a whole heap load of damage to Lasky too, and ends up getting the kill there as well.
I mean, that was all because he picked up the orb as well. Just the sound cue was there, and being able to punish it. And now they've got the advantage, and I wonder whether we'll see Homeless actually go for this one, because they've only got 3 players, and they do have a couple of ultimates to work with. If they can get the spike down, then still potentially winnable. You've got Orbital Strike there, and we know how deadly that can be in the right hands and in the right place. Poise catches Skadoodle with his pants down, just shutting the bathroom door. Of course, I know it's not actually a bathroom, but it was just me making a saying.
Fair enough. Oh, Poise. I actually thought that Poise could have gotten the better there of Food, but Food held that angle for a long time. Basically got a few gray hairs for that one. Brax doing the same thing as well. His best food impression, just staying still, waiting for the push. No time remaining. And Superman's not going to go and feed this kill to them. They know that the economy is going to be in a bit of a rough spot. So the round will go, and this is a round that they can give up. But it was a big round that they needed to win here. Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, did Brax need to try and take the weapon off him there? Probably not. He can still buy up himself, so it's not too much of a worry. And I suppose when you're 11-6 down, you want to do, or 11-5 at the time, you want to do anything you can to just try and hurt the economy from your other team to give yourself more of a comfortable round to follow. And certainly on the side of Homeless now, you got 2 Phantoms and 3 Ghosts. Still can see some damage done. Sam has Hunter's Fury available as well. If you can tag anyone with this Fireball, he will actually see 3. Did get the tag, but he isn't going to opt to go for Hunter's Fury here. Didn't feel like it was a good enough angle to try and take him out, and there was probably maybe too much room for escape.
So many ults are going to be online. Food thought that he was going to get the better of them around the corner, but just like that, so many bodies go down. And the A site will belong to the Homeless.
Cage triggered.
Def playing inside of mid, right? Mid courtyard doesn't really work out for him, but the spike down now with, I believe Omen's going to be underneath Heaven. And then Phoenix playing inside of Wine. If anyone gets a little angry there on Long and wants to try and take him, but he's actually going to respond with a run it back. And if he gets some kind of intel out of this, that would be great. It doesn't find any knowledge. Nothing.
Crashes is on Heaven. He'll be the first point of contact if he drops. Skadoodle, though, has done the job onto Lasky, but here comes Poised. He gets a 3rd, and if it's a 4th here, it could be the 12th round. We're going to see Crashies tap this bomb. Is he going to hold it? No, he gets off it, but he gets the kill onto Poised. Has he got enough time? No, he doesn't. It's going to be 12-6, and Poised did just enough to survive long enough to make this 12. And now they're 1 round away from knocking T1 out of this competition.
Just did the poke, knew that he was going for it, got him off of it at the perfect time. And now they're going to be a match point. T1 could be out in the quarterfinals, people.
I saw all the predictions. I saw everyone in the chat. I saw everyone on Reddit and any forums you might be on saying T1 versus TSM final. We're going to see it again. Well, we're 1 round away from that. Definitely not happening. TSM might have been able to get through their games earlier today, and they are sat in the semi-finals right now. But Homeless, a team who don't have an org, they don't even have a blooming logo for this competition, could be semi-finalists. Yeah, it's my way of not saying bloody, but I guess as a British person, I'm allowed to say anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, no, it works for you. It works for you. Oh, that was food. That was food, and run it back. He's good. But he learned a whole lot about what Homeless wants to do.
Cage triggered.
Patient's starting to come through now, and Def is gonna maybe go through this. No, surely he's not that much of a madman. But he finds a player behind him. Oh, he's got the neural theft. He's got the neural theft. That should be good for his team. Brax does kill Def though. They're gonna be on the A site now. All those players backed away, and the A site is gonna be in the presence of Homeless. Psalm gets a kill on Food. This is it, folks. This could very well be the conclusion of this game. Can Brax clutch it up here in Heaven? Spike is down. That's 1. Now looking for another. He knows that Spike player is by the generator, but it's Superman. It's Superman. He's there to take out Brax. A huge pick on Heaven now is going to direct their attention to any player that could be pushing through to the doorway. Superman holding this angle down. He goes for a few shots there, but he does it again, and he does it 3 times. Superman, you fly. Fly, you man. I can't not believe that T1 has been knocked out of the competition by a team named Homeless. What?
Somebody please give this team a home. Not only did they get through the group that had TSM and 100 Thieves in, beating 100 Thieves, giving a game against TSM, but now they've knocked out T1 in quite a comfortable fashion. T1 had a 100% win record on the stats we have available on Bind. They lose Bind. T1 a 93% win record on Ascent. They lose Ascent. And that was T1's pick. That was their map. They've won 13 times and only lost once in the statistics we have available to us. Homeless say, screw your statistics, screw being favorites for this tournament, or at least one of the favorites alongside TSM. We are the name you should be